A hit for pop duo Tears for Fears was Everybody Wants to Rule the What?
World.
Well, correct. In 2011, who became the leader of North Korea?
Kim Jong-il.
Jong-il.
Correct. In the Harry Potter series, which Hogwarts house has a snake on its crest?
I don't even know.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
In tennis, a shot hit immediately after the ball has bounced is a half what?
Volley.
Half volley.
Correct. Traditionally, Batman villain the Riddler mainly wears what colour?
Green.
Green.
Correct. Which president is on both sides of the current US $2 bill?
Ooh. Adams.
Pass.
Jefferson. The Canning Highway links Fremantle to suburbs of which nearby city?
Perth.
Perth.
Correct. Which planet is closest in distance to our moon?
Mars.
Earth.
Right.
Who penned the line, love looks not with the eyes but with the mind?
Shakespeare.
Pass.
Shakespeare. In the classic film The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's home is in which US state?
Kansas.
Correct. Which marsupial appears on the roundel of the RAAF?
A kangaroo.
Renee, you did a great job. $12,000 for your cash all around. There you go.
Yeah.
Now we've got to complete the job. Here comes Goliath. Hi there, Renee. Starts. Now, the national flag of Germany is gold, black, and what other colour?
Red.
Correct. After Oxford, what is England's next oldest university?
Cambridge.
Cambridge. What is the opening song in the animated Disney film The Lion King? Circle of Life. What member of the thrush family was once known as a redbreast?
Robin.
Bird. A robin. Which city replaced Melbourne as host of the 2018 Logies?
Sydney.
Gold Coast. A screen used to block an area from electric fields is known as a Faraday what? Cage. The second line of what French nursery song is Dormez-vous, Dormez-vous?
Bergerac.
A traditional homemade children's vehicle is a Billy what?
Cart.
Correct. Who became the coach of AFL team Collingwood after the 2011 season? Nathan Buckley.
Yeah.
Correct. The Forgotten Realms is a setting for the role-playing game Dragons, which late UK rock star had a 70s hit with the song The Gene Genie.
David Bowie.
David Bowie. How many minutes are in 6,000 seconds?
60.
100. Begin with S.
Ah.
Hey, look, it's a good start. $6,000 for your cash builder. So we've got 2 tickets to France, basically. That's it. Just get that money home. Get the account open. First head at the desk. That's the challenge. And who we're going to challenge, we shall find out after the break.
Growing as questions about impeachment persist. Prosecutors are implicating the president in...
A minute on the clock. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And your time starts now. A human is typically born with how many digits?
20.
20. The 1973 Paris Peace Accords ended US involvement in which war?
Vietnam.
The first.
Vietnam. Rex Harrison plays a famous animal doctor in which 60s film?
Talk to the animals. Doctor.
Dr. Doolittle.
Correct. Beginning with P, what is a window feature designed to hide curtain fittings?
Pass.
A pelmet. The parasite known as a tick has how many wings?
None. It's an arachnid.
2.
None. In the epic poem, Beowulf is fatally wounded by what mythical creature?
Pass.
A dragon. The Rod Stewart hit The First Cut is the Deepest was written by Cat who?
Stevens.
Stevens.
Correct. A resident of which country's capital is called a Londoner?
London. Oh, UK.
Which
Ah.
sea of the Atlantic is the Republic of Cuba?
Caribbean.
Pass.
Caribbean. The band Europe had a hit with the song The Final What?
Countdown.
Countdown.
Correct. What skin condition gets its name from the French word for yellow? That would be jaundice. You did okay. $6,000.
Okay.
Now you add that to James Bulls to get there. To join James. During the break, they chose blindly between 2 sets of questions. Set B will be for the challenger, set A for the chaser. As there are 2 of you in the hunt, you get a 2-step head start. So head with James.
Here we go.
I wish you the very best of luck. And your time starts now. The game tic-tac-toe is also commonly called North South
Crosses.
Correct. I Will Survive was a 70s hit for Gloria who?
Gaynor.
Pass.
Gaynor. Who wrote the 90s dinosaur novel The Lost World? Michael Crichton. What is the capital of Algeria?
Algiers.
Algiers.
Correct. Which HBO series features the character the Night King? Correct. In which Australian state was Olympian Kathy Freeman born?
Queensland.
Queensland. Who did Tony Abbott succeed as Australian Prime Minister?
Julie Gillard.
Kevin Rudd.
Yeah.
Kraken Mare is a sea on which of Saturn's moons?
Pass.
Titan. To assess oneself is to take a long, hard look in the what?
Mirror.
Correct. In which country was Oscar winner Jane Campion born?
New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Correct. In the Bible, who was hidden in reeds by his mother John?
Moses.
Moses.
Correct. In netball, which position is the main opponent of wing defence?
James.
Correct. Hell's Bells is a song by which
AC/DC.
Correct. In which Australian state is the regional city of Bathurst?
James.
New South Wales.
Correct. What is the national flower of Vietnam?
Oh, Lotus.
The lotus. What
Yeah.
word specifically means a piano player?
Pianist.
Correct. Ptah was a creator god of which ancient civilization?
James.
Egyptian. Correct. Which sheepdog breed shares its name with Scottish Islands?
James.
Shetland.
Oh.
Birdie the early bird is a mascot of which fast food chain?
James.
The Red Rooster.
McDonald's, a co-creator of US chat show The View, is Barbara who? Walters. Olympic bronze medals are won for finishing in what position?
Third.
Third.
Correct. A headland in South Africa is the Cape of Good what?
Hope.
Correct. In which Australian state is the federal electorate of Boothby?
James.
New South Wales.
South Australia. Which Jane Austen novel features the character Mr. Collins?
Prejudice.
Correct. To which class of animal does the Australian ringneck belong?
Ho-
Birds.
Bus-
Which state hosts the Australian International Air Show?
James.
Victoria.
Correct. The 27th.
Avalon.
Hey, that was a blistering performance. Heather, it was like he was one of your Arabians there, wasn't it? 17 steps between two is a pretty good effort, mate.
When you're watching cricket and there's a good batting partnership go on, one keeps the strike rate ticking over, and the other one plays the anchor role, and you did that really well, guys. Really well.
Absolutely right. Final chase after these news headlines.
Coming up on 7 News, relief for the family of one-punch victim Patrick Cronin as his killer loses a second court appeal to reduce his jail sentence. Bail for a suspected predator who police say dragged a nurse down a city laneway in a terrifying attack. We meet the 6-year-old warning commuters in a new escalator safety campaign, a brick thrown in a shocking road rage attack on the Monash Freeway, and a bruising stock market slide falling to its lowest level in 2 years. Details at 6 o'clock.
God, you too. Honestly, you went like winks. Actually, if it was two of you, went like Hondo Grattan or Paleface Adios. And now we're going to see where the
Pretty good score for two players.
Show pony. Goliath, you're good to go.
Yes, I am.
It's time for the final chase. Best of luck, everyone. Matthew, your time starts now. What common word is a portmanteau of electronic mail?
Email.
Yeah.
Correct. A classic song by Jimmy Barnes is Working Class Man.
Man.
Correct. Murder Most Foul is a quote from which Shakespeare play?
Hamlet.
Correct. What is the capital of Somalia?
Mogadishu.
Correct. Which animated TV show features the character Eric Cartman?
Yeah.
Correct. Cricketer Don Bradman was nicknamed the Boy from Barrel. Correct. What is the official currency of Luxembourg?
The Euro.
The Euro.
Correct. Which element was named in honour of Pierre and Marie Curie?
Curium.
Curium.
Correct. An alliterative term for an angry outburst is a temper what? Correct. In Disney's Beauty and the Beast, what is the beauty's name?
Snow White.
Victoria.
Shut the clock. In Disney's Beauty and the Beast, what is the beauty's name?
Belle.
Belle, meaning beautiful in French. Mary. Well done. Good stuff,
Oh,
Heather.
B.
1:11 on the clock, 9 required. And Goliath, your time restarts. Now, which major branch of Christianity includes Calvinism? Protestantism.
Yeah.
Correct. The AFL slang term hanger means a high what?
Mark, yeah.
Correct. Which band had the 90s hit Pretty Fly for a White Guy?
Oh, yeah. What was their name?
Oh.
The.
Pass.
What were they called?
The such and such.
I'm not gonna.
The Breed. Like, something like that.
Bomb Punk MCs or something?
No.
No.
Like that,
Smash Mouth.
I
No.
think the problem is it was before your time and after your It was The Offspring.
That's it.
Here we go.
I said The Breed.
7
I
required.
said the idea.
53 on the clock. Your time. Restart. Now, in Greek mythology, Perseus helped create which winged horse? Pegasus.
Yeah.
Correct. The national flag of Samoa is predominantly what colour?
Blue.
Blue.
Stop the clock.
Hmm.
National flag of Samoa is predominantly what colour?
Red.
Red, you say? That's right. Well done to you. Good job, in. These pushbacks are going to help you enormously. 44 left, 7 required. And your time restarts now. What is the common 5-letter abbreviation of quadriceps?
Quads.
Yeah.
Correct. Guatemala gained independence from which European country?
Spain.
Yeah.
Correct. To which class of animal does the megapode belong?
Birds.
Correct. What flavour sauce is inside a traditional molten lava cake?
Chocolate.
Correct. Which star of TV's Captain Kim sings the show's theme song?
Ginger ale.
Correct. West Torres Strait Islanders are citizens of which nation?
Australia.
Correct. Which fantasy book series is commonly abbreviated to LOTR?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, see. Gotcha. But what a game. Sadly, I've got to say goodbye to your $20,000, but it's been a sheer delight.
Terrific game, guys. You played really well, but another win for Pemberley Dior.
And we'll be back in the saddle here tomorrow. Look forward to your company then. Cheers.
Tonight, a cowardly one-punch killer fails in his bid to win a cut to his prison sentence. Bail for a suspected predator accused of attacking a nurse and dragging her down a laneway. A brick hurled at a car in a shocking Monash freeway road rage attack. The stock market slide gathers pace, tumbling to its lowest level in 2 years. Praise for Victoria Police as the world's terror experts gather in Melbourne. And a brave fight to the end as Australia loses the first test.
Live from our Melbourne headquarters, this is 7 News with Mike Amor.
Good evening. A remorseless coward punch killer has failed in his latest bid to get out of jail early. Andrew Lee believes his 5-year minimum sentence for Patrick Cronin's death is excessive, but a court has again denied his bid for an appeal.
Leaving the Court of Appeal with a sigh of relief, Robin and Matt Cronin finally see a small win for their son Pat.
Leave to appeal denied, great. That's what we wanted to hear.
The family waited with dread as Pat's killer Andrew Lee tried for a second time to have his sentence appealed. Lee was jailed for 8 years for the coward punch killing at a Diamond Creek pub.
A 19-year-old boy lost his life because of what somebody did to him, you know, and that's just, shouldn't be allowed to keep trying again and again and again to get off what I think is a really lenient sentence anyway.
The full bench of the Court of Appeal agreed. Lee's lawyer argued he was a good man and that the attack wasn't a coward punch, but Justice Priest rejected the idea, saying he didn't confront him head-on. He hit him when Mr. Cronin had no opportunity to defend himself. He threw the punches at head height. He must have intended to hit someone in the head. It took the court just 5 minutes to reject the application and throw the matter out.
The decision means the Cronins can celebrate Christmas, knowing Lee will serve his minimum jail sentence. But they're not out of the woods just yet. Should Lee wish to continue his fight for clemency, he can still appeal to the High Court.
It doesn't bring Pat back. Another Christmas with no Pat, you know?
Jodie Lee, 7 News.
A suspected predator labelled a risk to the community after police say he dragged a nurse down a city laneway is tonight back on the streets. Despite claims he tried to sexually assault the woman in a terrifying attack, he's been granted bail.
Jackson Williams allegedly found a young woman walking alone in the city and saw an opportunity.
Do you want to say anything about what happened that night?
The 19-year-old is accused of dragging the young nurse into Bright's place, pushing her to the ground before climbing on top of her and trying to sexually assault her. She fought back and a witness intervened. The West Meadows football player ran but was arrested 2 days later.
Do you want to apologise to the woman? Can't go back to work?
The woman in her 30s was walking to work when she was grabbed. The magistrate asked Williams' lawyer, "I lack an understanding about how he would be engaging in this behaviour at 6:15 a.m. Was it a big night out? What was it? Was it serious binge drinking? It seems out of the blue." Williams has no priors, and although the magistrate was concerned enough to say, "This is serious offending," the community are terrified about this type of offending, and quite justifiably so. She felt Indigenous support services and apprenticeship and family support could lessen his risk. He must now report to police weekly, abide by a curfew, and he's been banned from licensed venues, drinking and the CBD.
Since the attack, William's victim has been struggling to cope and has been unable to work. He, on the other hand, has the full support of his football club, which his lawyer says will welcome him back now that he's on bail.
Jackson will return to court in January. Chanel Vella, 7 News.
Police have identified 2 women who threw a brick at a moving car during a road rage attack at Narre Warren. The incident occurred on the Monash Freeway last month, where the offenders were captured hurling abuse from a stolen gold Toyota Echo.
No.
The victims of the attack were not harmed. Police are yet to lay charges. Counter-terrorism experts from around the world have gathered in Melbourne as part of a top-secret 3-day meeting. Today they were joined by a survivor of the Lint Cafe siege and a senior police officer from Las Vegas who had nothing but praise for the way Melbourne authorities have tackled the rising terror threat.
After a series of deadly incidents and foiled plots, Melbourne is often labelled Australia's terror capital. Ironically, it's also hosting the Counter-Terrorism Conference, attended by experts from across the world who cannot be identified. They say we are leading the way.
Australia really gets it right in a variety of different perspectives.
Kevin McMahill was the officer in charge of dealing with the Las Vegas concert massacre. 58 people died and more than 800 were injured by a lone gunman.
The healing process goes on for many, many years. We see these homegrown violent extremists that are radicalized in a variety of different ways, and they move to action in a variety of different ways as well.
A local example, Man Haron Monis in the 2014 Lint siege.
Well, when it was happening, I thought I was going to die. Three separate occasions, I thought, this is it, last day on earth.
Louisa Hope will also speak to the 500-strong contingent of agents, which includes members of the FBI and UK intelligence.
We've got to find a way to push through the fear and to recover our lives.
Having personal insights like that are just critical to how we operate in the future.
Due to the high-ranking delegates attending the conference, the location is being kept top secret. And although they're here to learn how to combat and deter terror attacks, they're probably the biggest targets in Australia at the moment. From all corners of the globe with different experiences, but one common goal: to stamp out terrorism.
What we do know is hate breeds hate.
Tegan Dolling, 7 News.
The Australian share market has